Welcome to Vegas Live with Ninon. I'm Ninon, your host. You know something? As you can see behind me, there's a whole picture of Las Vegas. Now, what does that mean to everybody out there? That means that we are in the entertainment and music vicinity, place, whatever you want to call it, of the world. As you all know, for the last year, it's kind of been locked down. And so we have all the entertainers that we probably, hopefully not forgotten about. Because they haven't been able to work, they haven't been able to be out there, and people that actually live in Vegas love the entertainment business. So now we have our show on Vegas Live with Ninon. Actually, we have a lot of entertainment people on, but I have Joe Cortese on today, and he's actually a school teacher, so that goes into another realm of Vegas. But getting back to the entertainment people, is that they're going back into the hotel. So I want to ask everybody out there, even if you're not living in Vegas, but wherever you are, try to support our entertainment people, our singers, our dancers, and everybody in the entertainment business, because they've had an awful rough time in the last year. So here we are. We've managed to keep our show going, which is really great because of Steve, who is my producer, Lynn, who's my director of talent, and then I've got Jonathan, who helps manage the whole thing, and then I have James Kelly from Quirky Minds Media, which is where we're filming today. And so with all of us putting this together, we've managed to stay alive. Well, after all that, Joe, how are you?
I'm doing great.
I didn't forget about him. I know he's there, but I just wanted to get that out there.
Yes.
Because it's very important. Because this is the entertainment business of
Yes.
the world. And people that actually live here, they want to go to the entertainment because that's what they like. Not everybody in the world wants to go to entertainment, but people in Vegas, they love it and they support it.
Right. But you can't have entertainment without education.
Well, this is another problem.
You
So
see.
now the pandemic,
Mm-hmm.
and I absolutely, totally, 100% disagree what they've done with the school system. I disagree with it 100%. I was in the school system because I had a show called Voices of Tomorrow for 16 years.
Wow.
So I knew the whole school system in Los Angeles and around about.
Right.
I knew all the juvenile halls. I knew everything. And these children, without education,
Right.
that's what they're there for. They're born
Right.
into education
Right.
for the first 18 years.
And
Joe?
they need to be socially educated as well.
Well, socially educated, they need to mix with children. I was
Right.
brought up, my mother and father did not send us to school. I did not have an education. I did not have friends. I didn't have anything out there. I know what it's like.
Right.
And it's not good. It is not good. So when I left home at 16, I'm not saying I struggled, because I didn't struggle, but I had to work very hard, which I did, and I'm not complaining of that.
Yeah.
So now these children, are they back in school? You're a teacher.
Well, my wife is actually a substitute teacher in the Clark County School District.
Okay.
And I tutor a child who is a fourth grader who has
Okay.
not returned yet to school.
Okay.
And his parents are really concerned because over the past year, they can see that
His grades have gone down.
Yeah.
Every child's grades have gone down because there's no base.
Right. And as you know from our news stories, there have been a lot of suicides. Our students are committing suicide because they're
We
so
don't hear about
depressed.
those, though, do we?
No. And part of the problem is parents have to work, and a lot of them are getting back to their jobs, and the students are at home working on their computers during school hours.
Yeah, but they're by themselves at home.
Correct. And they don't always log in, and they're not always
Well,
on.
why do you have teachers? You have teachers to help the child, and explain to the child what to do from 8 in the morning, 9 in the morning till 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Those children are in a community
Right.
with all the other kids, and they
Right.
all kind of do the same thing, but they're all learning
Right.
because of the teacher like you.
Right. Well, the teacher needs to be with the student.
Well, yeah.
The interaction is so important.
Very important. Well,
Right.
be quiet.
Right.
What did you do? I mean, she controls that
Right.
classroom.
And you know, I'm a researcher, not just a teacher. Okay, I do other things besides teach.
Okay, so
I
what
do a
have you-
lot of reading, a
what-
lot of background. And
What have you researched?
one of the things I found is that the schools never should have been closed in the first place.
Well, they didn't get the virus anyway, so I don't understand that.
They're not vulnerable at all. So we don't want to get into talking about teacher unions and everything like that, because a lot of teachers didn't want to go into a classroom because
they're
they
just
thought,
having a great time. But
exactly. So it's been done backwards, and our children are a year behind, and they can't afford to be a year behind.
But
educationally.
that's the whole idea of a child, is teaching them. I mean,
Right.
when you get to a certain age, you still learn, but you don't learn like you did
Right.
from like 5 or 4 years to 18.
Exactly.
You don't learn, you don't pack
Right.
all that stuff in.
Right. And I've taught every grade from kindergarten up to college
What was
and
your
above.
favorite? What was your favorite?
To be honest with you, the culmination of my career was after I retired from public education. I went into actually the university level. And at the university level, I was teaching international students, and I found that fascinating.
Yeah, we are different.
Yes.
I'm
And-
English, I'm international.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
we are different. Every
Right.
culture is different.
Exactly. And it's kind of fun because a lot of the students that I've taught have learned English in London area. And when they come to me in my classroom, they have to unlearn some of the English
Yes, because it's not the same.
the American version.
Yeah, because we say, I
Right.
used to get into trouble with my husband
Sure.
all the time because I would say something and he'd look at me like he wanted to cut my head off. And I'm like, what did I say? And it's
Yeah.
because I say it differently.
Yes.
And it means something different.
Right. And you always want to emphasize privacy.
Yes, privacy.
Right. Privacy.
See,
So
if
it's
you-
kind of fun teaching international students because English is an international language.
Yes.
And
Though they do say that Mandarin is going to be the national language. That some I
Right
heard
now
that
it's number
several-
2.
It's number 2.
Yeah, it is number 2.
I did not know that. But they do say that's going to be the national language, Mandarin. So I guess I got to learn Mandarin.
Well, we're the only country in the world that does not have a national proclaimed language. We don't have an official language. So in the United
Well,
States, we don't
no.
have English as our official language, although
What is the official language?
we don't have one. It's
We
a
don't have a
it's a political
language.
football that's been kicked around since this country started.
If you don't have a language, then you don't have a second language. Like in England,
Right.
we have English,
Right.
and then our second language to learn in school would be French. Mm-hmm. In different countries, it's different. You know, I think America's second language probably would be Latin, would be
Spanish. A Spanish
with
language,
a Spanish
definitely.
language. It would
Right.
be. It would be.
It
but
is.
first, they've got to learn English.
But a lot of students are learning Mandarin right
But
now.
Mandarin, but that's
Yeah.
that's why I said that, because I think I don't know where I heard that, but I heard that Mandarin has not mandatory, but
Yeah.
it's going to definitely be I didn't know it was a second language,
Sure.
but they say it's going to be the first language. so-
Because of international trade with the Chinese.
well, also Chinese are sort of taking over a lot of stuff, and they're very
Exactly.
powerful, and
Right.
and you know, and as a teacher, what do you think of that?
Well, as long as we cooperate and we respect each other and
Respect
our cultures
is-
and our
yes,
languages,
yes.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be
Dictated
told
or
that,
told what to do,
yeah,
how to do it, or
yeah,
anything like
exactly,
that, which
exactly.
I think they call it communism. I don't know what they
Right.
call it. Yeah, I don't think we're going to reach that.
And I
think-
love our country because of red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
And I'm a patriot.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be told that I have to think or say certain things a certain way.
Oh, I don't think I can
You know.
follow that rule.
Yeah.
I would be put in jail immediately. I'm a head chop
See,
off or something.
yeah, for sure.
I could not. I'm a very open speaker. I talk my mind.
Right.
That's
But you
just-
can't really do that in China. And I have Chinese students who tell me this in my class, that they respect the freedom that Americans have.
That have, yeah.
And so many Americans don't really know that.
Well, it's not that they don't know it, and it's not that they should know it. This
Correct.
is their country, and they can do what
Right.
they like.
Right.
But it seems to be changing a lot.
Yes.
Now,
yes.
with the younger generation, do you find that the younger generation, with technology and everything, seem to be more advanced, and they seem to be running things more than they ever have run them?
Well, one of the things that's going wrong with education, and I've spent most of my life in it,
Yeah.
analyzing it, researching it, teaching every grade,
Yeah.
and I've written a book about it.
Okay.
One of the things that we're really missing with technology is this.
That's
Okay.
the problem.
And students think they can find anything on the internet, but they don't learn how to spell. They're not learning how to do cursive writing. When they get into mathematical problems,
Oh, yeah, well,
they
that's
have a
different.
problem with reading. They can work with numbers, and they can work with their fingers, their thumbs. But when it comes to using their brain and being creative, they're having difficulty with that.
Well, I have to disagree with you on that because I think they're being creative in another way.
Yeah, okay.
See, I truly believe that the technical side of life, which older people, you and I,
Oh, yeah,
being
we all
older
had to learn it.
people, is that they know far more about this.
Yes.
And it's like when you look at the stock market, you suddenly see stocks rising. Well, guess who's doing that?
Yeah.
The younger generation
True.
are doing that. If you don't put
That's
that...
true. Yeah.
And they are doing that.
Yeah.
Now, they found a way to do that. They found a technical way. So why should they have to read? Why should they have to write? Why should they have to do math when they've just created something all over the world?
I
And
understand.
they created it. So I think technically it's going in a different way that you don't have to read all the time. I mean, it's like spelling a word. I'm the worst speller in the entire world. Well, I don't have to worry anymore. For years, I haven't had to worry. Put the word in there and they spell it for me.
But see, part of the problem is if they get into business and they misspell words in an important document, it can cost them their job and money for the company. That's the problem.
It could do, but because of where they're going and they're running the country.
Let's hope
I've never seen so many young people open up their own own businesses, CEOs, and the things that they are doing. I never thought I would ever do. I didn't think I didn't do, though I did a lot when I was young, because that was my mental way of thinking. So I did very well because I thought out of the box, which most people don't. But I'm watching them now, this technical side.
Oh, yes.
So when you're in class, the average teacher now that's in class, how do they teach now?
Well,
I know they have computers and everything, right?
They use computers, but not all the time. Okay? It's integrated into the lesson.
Okay.
So what happens is they may use homework assignments, and they'll say, okay, you can start your homework on your computer. And a lot of times they can send it to the teacher, see? And the teacher can check the email when
Before she goes into school.
Home. Yeah.
Yes.
See?
Okay. So that helps.
Yeah, it does help.
That's great.
It does help.
So we've got one good thing.
Right.
Okay, what's the second good thing?
Well, another good thing is when you're talking about, let's say, George Washington.
Who's George Washington is probably
exactly.
what they say.
So a third grader might say, well, let's look that up on the internet.
And they can find out.
Boom. See?
So it's all because, this is what I was saying,
That's
become all very technical.
Right.
It's the same as adding numbers up. It's the same as math and anything else. Oh, how does that work? And I look up Google an awful lot on certain things to find out that if I'm using the right word, though normally I probably am, because coming from an English education, you use more words than they do in America.
Yes,
I think the American child, if they go to England to go to school, they have to go down 1 or 2 grades. They go down 1 or 2 grades if they come from America, and it's they're like, why? Because you don't know the stuff.
Right.
So with all the teaching and everything going on, what are we doing right now? What's happening? Are you teaching? Are you back to work?
Well, I'm actually teaching immigrants in West Charleston Library, and I'm teaching them how to learn English, how to read it, how to speak it.
Oh.
And they're learning listening
Spanish as well?
No. English is my primary language.
But do you speak Spanish?
Not at all.
So how do you teach it?
Well,
you're teaching English, but that's Spanish.
We have technology to
translate
and apps that translate for us.
There you go.
You see?
You put the translation thing
and that's
on
good.
Yes.
That's good.
Yes. Okay, that's a good thing.
But they really know they have to learn English and have a command of the English language because they want to become American citizens.
Yes.
And they want to be productive.
Is it mandatory that they have to speak English? Or
yes. We're not allowed to speak any language but English in the classroom.
Wow.
Yes.
And now, do some students find that difficult because they don't?
Very much so, and they're reluctant to talk at all. So I encourage them to use an app, or I'll use an app and I'll translate into their language.
Okay, so that helps them.
And they'll hear it, and they'll say, okay. Or I'll say, repeat after me.
Are they shy, or are they embarrassed that they don't know the American language?
They're reluctant to say English words because they don't pronounce them properly. So, yeah,
but you let them know that it's okay.
Oh, yeah, it's fine.
Of course it's okay. Because everybody has an accent. I don't care where you come from.
And
I have an accent.
Yeah. I make them relax. I'll say, look, if I was in your country right now learning your language,
I'd be in the
I
same
know
place.
exactly how you would feel.
Yes,
I feel the same way. So I've been in their shoes because I've been in classes with learning a foreign language.
Of course.
And I felt like an outsider, and I was reluctant to speak.
Yeah,
you see?
like that.
So I've been in their shoes.
I just blabber away and hope they understand me. You don't speak English?
Yes.
Well, then we're stuck. That's it. That's the end of the conversation. No, I'm just kidding. If you could give any advice to the younger generation out there, as of the times of today, what advice would you give them?
Never quit, stick to it, and just never, never, never give up. And that's a quote from Winston Churchill.
Yeah. Oh, good old Winston.
Yes.
He always pops up, that guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And even though technology is with us, don't count on it 100% of the time, because you need to have a backup in case technology fails you.
Yeah.
Or your computer
There's no
goes
electricity.
kaput.
There's no electricity.
Yeah. So you need to have a paper trail.
No, lithium is becoming very popular
Right.
these days.
Right.
They're having all these lithium factories are opening up
Yes.
all over the world for the
And
battery cars.
As far as, dealing with the classroom isolation and with COVID
Yes.
and everything, not being in school 100% of the time,
Yeah.
my advice is, keep cool and calm, because another day's coming.
Yeah. And any of those that are thinking of, as you mentioned before, there was a lot of suicides with the younger generation. Don't take that step. Just
No.
try to open up, and even if you just walk into the garden and take a breath of fresh air and just change the atmosphere you're in that's giving you the depression that you're in, it's not bad at all. And there are people out there to help, and I'll help. If anybody wants any help out there, I'll help them. But I think that's what they...
And I think students need to learn that they can trust their parents and tell their parents how they feel. Because even our generation, when we work at computers a lot, you get kind of crazy because you want to have some personal interaction, and you can't work in the computer 24/7.
No, you've got to get it. That's why I said get outside, go outside for a walk.
So that's normal.
Yes.
So don't beat yourself up and think, oh my goodness, I don't really like this. I want to escape.
Yeah.
Because it's only a temporary setback.
Yes, it's just a temporary feeling, so just get over it and don't do
Right.
that, because it's too sad for everybody.
It sure is.
And then you don't have your life. How can anybody reach you if they need to get tutoring or whatever?
The best thing to do is, you can check with this program, but you can email me at drjoe679@hotmail.com, and I'll be glad to get back to you. If I can help, I have extensive experience at all grade levels. And if you need any kind of help or advice, don't be afraid to contact me.
See, Joe's amazing, and we're all out there to help you. All you, the younger generation. I've got your back because I had your back for 16 years, and I loved it. I helped a lot of you out there. And you're just children, and you need us to help you.
Yes.
I believe that's how it works.
Yes, yeah, for sure.
I think that's how it works.
And you're
I'm
our
sure.
future.
Yeah, they are our future generation. That they definitely are.
Yes.
Thank you for watching Vegas Live with Ninon. Don't forget to go to YouTube and subscribe. And don't forget to take care of all the entertainment people and try to help them and, put them out there and support them in whatever way you can. We will be right back. Take care with our next guest. If you enjoyed the last show we just did and all the other shows, don't forget to subscribe Vegas Live with Ninon on YouTube. We've got plenty more coming up, and our guests are amazing. So don't forget to subscribe. We'll be right back. Vegas Live with Ninon.